And I know you're looking at your life right now and you're thinking, Lorraine, I honestly don't have the time. I have a full-time job, and when I come back from work, I'm constantly tired. I have to look after the house. Maybe you have children. Maybe you've got a husband, and your children probably have extracurricular activities. So on top of that, now I must start a side hustle. Now I must start a business. Now I must start a YouTube channel. I don't even have time for myself. I'm not saying that you're not busy. I'm just saying that you're not going to get less busy. You're going to get busier. You don't get to skip the steps of fear, of failure, and of struggle that successful people have had to endure. In 6 months' time, or a year's time, and 5 months' time, your future self is thanking you for just starting, even when you were scared, even at the potential of failure. Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about how you're killing your dreams by waiting for the perfect time. You have a dream that you think about when you're driving to work, when you're doing the dishes, when you're standing in the shower, right before you nod off to sleep. That's probably keeping you up at night because you're thinking about how and when you're going to achieve your dreams. But you're waiting for the perfect time, waiting until you're ready, waiting until things line up. But all that waiting and that self-sabotaging is keeping you stuck, unhappy, and unfulfilled. There is no perfect time. The time is now, and I'm going to share with you why you're constantly waiting for the perfect time and how to finally start pursuing the life of your dreams. But if you are new, hello, welcome. My name is Lorraine and my channel is Lorraine Lux, and I like to call myself your self-care soul sister. So subscribe to the channel, sis. I am trying to grow my channel, so subscribe and join our soft living space. Make sure you like this video to let me and YouTube know that you're liking the content already. Let's get straight into it. So my voice is a bit hoarse today because I'm just recovering from a cold, but I didn't want to wait until I got my voice back, because as long as you can hear me, you can understand me, you can read the captions, we're good to go. Because I know there's a lot of people who are waiting until next year to start pursuing their dreams. They're waiting for their perfect time until things are aligned. So I wanted to make sure that I get this video out as soon as possible. So let's talk about how waiting is killing your dreams. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard of habit compounding by James Clear, that tiny habits lead to big changes. And this is specifically used for good habits, creating healthy habits. But I don't hear a lot of people talking about habit compounding related to unhealthy habits. I read this quote, which I absolutely love, and I'm always saying it, that procrastination is like a credit card. You might not feel it and you might enjoy it in the moment until you get the bill. But the bill that you're going to get by procrastinating is going to be a high bill, because you're going to be stuck in the same place for years, and you're only going to realize it years down the line, or maybe months down the line if you're lucky. So if your dream is to lose weight, but you're waiting until you join the gym, you're waiting until you feel motivated, you're waiting until you gain that discipline, you're going to continue the bad habits that you probably have. Maybe continue eating that sugar, continue eating fast food and processed food. But the long-term effects of having those unhealthy habits are going to be more expensive. So if you're putting 5 or 6 teaspoons of sugar in your tea every single day, think about what your health is going to look like in 5 years or 10 years. You might be prone to diabetes. You might even have diabetes running in your family. And if you're constantly eating junk food and processed food, in a few months' time, you will look in the mirror and you'll be like, how did I get this big? In the moment when you're eating it and you're enjoying the food, you're not actually realizing or seeing yourself gain weight. But it's only going to be months down the line that you're going to see the effects of your bad habits. But if you actually start your weight loss journey today and you start now instead of waiting until the 1st of January, now you're going to be more mindful about your diet, the things that you're eating. You're actually going to start implementing exercise, which is going to lead to tiny good habits, which will lead to big changes of you losing weight and also just being healthy in general. Waiting for the perfect time also makes you resentful and bitter, because if you're seeing other people going for their dreams, trying to pursue their dreams and achieve their goals, and you're still stuck in the same place, you're going to be caught up in comparionitis, where you're comparing yourself with other people and you're thinking, why aren't I living this life? Why can't I achieve this thing? You start being resentful for people who are courageous enough to pursue their dreams, or people who've actually achieved their goals, and you start having external excuses and reasons why you are not achieving the things that you're not achieving. And that's not to say there's not going to be outliers and external reasons as to why you're not achieving your goals now, like lack of resources, lack of access. However, for the most part, if you're not actually doing anything about pursuing your dreams, if you're not actively working on achieving your goals, you can't blame other people. You can't blame the world and how unfair it is that you're stuck in this place and nothing is working out for you, because you're waiting for things to be perfect. You're waiting until you're ready. You're waiting until you have more time. It's only going to create and perpetuate those feelings of resentment and bitterness, because now you can't be happy for other people for being successful, for when they achieve their goals and they post on Instagram, right? Now you're isolating yourself, and not because you're transforming, but because you don't want to be around other people who are potentially living the life that you want to live, or even just being courageous enough to pursue their dreams. That's even more reason for you to be around these people, to be motivated, to be inspired, to be uncomfortable. Don't be content with your lack of action, and don't let the idea of not wanting to be uncomfortable make you isolate yourself from people who are actually going to help you. Like-minded people who are high achievers, who will tell you the truth, who will tell you their struggles and how they overcome it to potentially help you with your own journey. Understanding that life is not a fairy tale. There's going to be ups and downs, and it's about how you cope during the downs and how you pick yourself up when things don't work out, when you feel, okay, how do I pivot? How do I make things better? How do I come back better? Okay, now onto the reasons of why you're always waiting until the perfect time. The first reason is that because you know the amount of time or even the amount of work that's going to be involved in you pursuing your dreams, and you know how challenging the journey is going to be, and the potential that you're not going to succeed on your first try, second try, or third try, you don't want to face that uncomfortability, so you don't even bother. But you don't get to skip the steps of fear, of failure, and of struggle that successful people have had to endure. You need to accept that failure is going to be a part of your journey. When you see people talking about, I manifested my husband in 6 months, or I lost 200 pounds in 6 months, and you just assume that it was an easy journey, people are not going to document or even be honest with you about the struggles that they face. You're only seeing the end result. You're not seeing their beginning, the tears that they've had to endure, the sleepless nights that they've had to have, the failure that they've had to overcome, and the lessons that they've had to learn. You're only seeing the end result, and you're assuming that it should only take one try. It should be easy. It should be simple. And that's when you end up waiting until you have all the information, waiting until you have everything lined up, waiting for the perfect time. But there is no perfect time. You have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to accept the uncomfortability that comes with pursuing your dreams, that come from stepping into the unknown and doing things even when you're scared, even when you know there's a potential that you might fail, not once, not twice, but maybe 3 or 10 times. The other reason why you're always waiting for the perfect time is because you think that you're going to have more time and you're going to be less busy as time goes on. But if I look back from when I was 21, when I didn't have a child, when I didn't have a mortgage or responsibility, or I wasn't in debt, for example, my responsibility were less and I had more time. When I was 21, I was in university, I had a part-time job, and all I had to worry about is what am I going to wear this weekend for this night out? So the time that I had over 10 years ago is completely different to the time I have now, and my liver as well, okay? I used to be able to drink a whole lot more than I can drink now, but I digress, okay? Now as a mother, I have a toddler who needs my undivided attention constantly. If you blink for a second, she's covered herself in powder and some kind of moisturizer, okay? And now I have more responsibilities, and I have a mortgage, I've got bills, I've got some credit card debt that I need to pay off. So that means that I need to be generating active income constantly. And I'm not even married yet, so you can only imagine the additional responsibility that I'm going to have as a wife to upkeep a household, probably have more children when my business expands and I have more responsibilities. So you thinking that you're actually going to have more time in the future is killing your dreams. It's not realistic. We actually get busier the older that we get, the more responsibilities that we have. And I know you're looking at your life right now and you're thinking, Lorraine, I honestly don't have the time. I have a full-time job, and when I come back from work, I'm constantly tired. I have to look after the house. Maybe you have children. Maybe you've got a husband, and your children probably have extracurricular activities. So on top of that, now I must start a side hustle. When am I going to have time to do that? Now I must start a business. Like, now I must start a YouTube channel. I don't even have time for myself. I completely get it. I'm not saying that you're not busy. I'm just saying that you're not going to get less busy. You're going to get busier. So what you need to do right now is to do a life audit and look at all the things that you invest your time into and identify all the things that you're investing your time into. What return of investment are you getting by investing that time? Is there a way that you can buy back your time? Maybe stop scrolling on TikTok or on Instagram. Are they people who you are investing your time into and it's not serving you? Is there a way you can buy time by potentially getting a cleaner who can come and do all the housework so you can use that time to pursue your dream? And I know you probably don't want to hear this one, but is there something that I can sacrifice right now so I can create that time to pursue my dreams? Because creating your dream life, pursuing your dreams and achieving your goals also comes with a certain level of sacrifice. There's certain things that you might have to give up, certain people you might have to give up. Of course, there's going to be your non-negotiables, things that you need to keep you going, to make you happy. But it might be time to have a look at your life overall and do that life audit and find ways to create time now, because you're only going to get busier. The other reason why you're always waiting for the perfect time is because your dreams seem unrealistic to you. They seem too out of this world. You have convinced yourself already subconsciously that you're never going to achieve these goals, that it is not possible for you. It might happen for other people, but it is not your journey, it is not your story. And it's not that your dreams aren't out of this world. There's nothing wrong with having out of this world dreams. That's why they're called dreams. That's why they're called desires. A goal is something that you have a plan for, that you know how you're going to achieve. That a dream is something that you desire, is something that you yearn for. So yes, sometimes it can feel like, I can't achieve that. That is too big. It's not possible. But it's because you don't have a roadmap to your dream. So what does that mean? It means that you need to be able to break down your goal. This means that you need to be able to work backwards. You need to work from your dreams and not to your dreams. I've said this 1,000 times and I'm going to keep on saying it. When you're trying to work towards your dreams, you don't know what you have to do today or next week or next month or even next year for you to achieve your goals. You have this misdirected idea that you have to achieve this dream in a year or in 6 months, but you don't realize that dreams are long term. You need to know what you have to do today in this moment, but you can't break it down in short-term goals if you don't actually understand specifically what your dream is. Just saying that I want to buy a house without actually understanding where you want to buy a house. What kind of house do you want to get? How much money roughly does this house cost? That way you can start putting an actionable plan about how much money that you need to save, what credit score that you need, what debt that you need to pay for, and also how long it's going to take you. Now you understand what you have to do today to buy this house. That's what's going to help you create that roadmap from your current self to your dream self. The other reason why you're waiting for the perfect time is because of your unconscious self-sabotage. Now, I have a whole other video of how to beat your self-sabotage. I will link it somewhere here, where I essentially use the 4 core self-evaluations to break down the concept of self-sabotage and then how to beat it as well. But essentially, you're preventing yourself from achieving your goals, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, because you lack self-esteem. You lack the confidence to actually achieve your goals. You are in victim mindset, and then you actually don't have the emotional regulation. My voice is actually going, but one of the ways that I used to self-sabotage was by not having frequent webinars. At the beginning of the year, I had committed to doing 1 webinar a month, but I was so fearful of rejection, of people not registering, people not coming, and even if they did, there not being a lot of people at the webinar. So I literally only had 1 or 2 webinars at the beginning of the year, and then I stopped. But I had to reconnect with my why and my purpose. What is my overall goal, and how is having webinars going to help me? And also reconnect to the feeling and emotion that I get after having webinars. I just feel so inspired by other women's stories and journeys. I feel inspired to create content and write newsletters based on what they're sharing and based on the conversations that we're having. So this helped me to stop waiting until I had a larger subscriber count, which would guarantee me to have a lot more people attending my webinar. Because if only 1 person showed up, 2 people showed up, that's an additional 1 or 2 people that I would have inspired, that would have motivated and potentially changed their lives. And also, the more webinars that I'm doing, the more confident I'm becoming, the more accustomed I am to Zoom, because I wasn't the most technological person previously. The more refined my messaging is getting, the more I'm understanding my audience and you guys better, so I can continue serving you and know how else to show up for you and what's going to be helpful for you. So by delaying and waiting until I had 100,000 subscribers, I was delaying my own personal growth of becoming more confident, of becoming more knowledgeable, of becoming more refined and better at my craft. So I challenge and encourage you today to just start. Reconnect with your dream. Why do you want to achieve this dream? What are you going to get at the end of it? How are you going to feel? And then write down all the reasons why you feel as though you shouldn't be doing it, why you feel as though it's not the right time, and then counteract that, because as we all know, most things begin with the mind, and then start making the actions, the tiny steps towards your goal by working backwards. Understand the specific desires, make it as clear as possible so you can break it down into short-term goals. Because in 6 months' time, or a year's time, and 5 months' time, your future self is thanking you for just starting. Even when you were scared, even at the potential of failure, you started anyway, and as a result, you have created this dream life of yourself. But you just have to start. So by now, you know the drill. Let me know in the comments down below what your biggest takeaway is about just starting, and also share with us how else to just overcome that hurdle and to just start pursuing our dreams today. If you come all this way, thank you so much. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, join our soft living space, and press that notification bell so you're notified every single time I upload a video. Make sure you watch this video here of how to beat self-sabotage and how you are the villain of your own story. I will see you in an upcoming video. Mwah. Bye, lovelies.